More starting pitching news, this time for the New York Mets, and it's not great. The Mets putting out to this tweet, update on Max Scherzer. Max's images showed a moderate to high grade internal oblique strain. A general timeline for an injury of this nature is 6 to 8 weeks, Carlos. So they've already have Jacob deGrom that he's banged up. We probably won't see him now until July at the earliest, and then Scherzer as well. What's this injury do to the Mets?
I mean, this is devastating, potentially devastating. When you have, at the beginning of the year, you're looking at this staff and you're thinking to yourself, they have all the tools necessary to win. They get off the gates extremely well, and now here is this big blow. In the last 10 games, you're looking at a 6-5 record, and you're thinking to yourself, are they coming back to earth? Well, with this right here, I'm immediately concerned if I'm a Mets fan. It's like, don't tell me that we're going to give this lead up. It's hard to be a Mets fan and not have that thought cross your mind, Pedro. You played there. You know how difficult it has been for the Mets to kind of get over that hump.
You know what? You can afford to probably lose deGrom if you have Scherzer, or vice versa.
Yep.
But to lose them both, it puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the staff. And I know Carrasco has the experience and now seems to be healthy. Bassett has been great. Antoine Walker is capable of soaking in some innings, but they're not Max Scherzer. They're not Jacob deGrom. They're not front of the line aces that are going to take the load and relieve you from some of that load. Plus the amount of innings they pitch, they will consistently put you in position to win, so you have to secure those wins. To lose them both, I don't see anybody overcoming that at any time soon. And the more time they spend away from the bump, the more difficult it's going to be for the Mets to actually feel secure that they can hold, especially the East.
Mm-hmm.
In the National League. It's a really difficult division, and they have a lot of good teams in that Eastern Division.
Carlos, I will say this about Bassett. I mean, since the beginning of 2020, he's had the 6th lowest ERA. And I think Mets fans who did not know much about this guy pitched today, 6 1/3 innings. He struck out 3. He walked 1, did give up 4 earned runs. But Mets fans are getting to see the kind of pitch. They didn't get to see him, every 5th day when he was out in Oakland and California. But, man, I think they're internally breathing a huge sigh of relief that he is the pitcher, one of the big pitchers they acquired this offseason, because this guy, at least, he is steady, he is calm, and he might not be top of the rotation like ace stuff, but he's right there.
Yeah, he's been really good, Pedro. You can appreciate this, at mixing his pitches, at deception, and as a hitter, very, very keen when you see that fastball and then it's not. It's a changeup or it's the off-speed pitch. He seems to really be getting that and taking an extra step. His stuff is not as electric as Scherzer's or deGrom's. However, he's holding it down. But is that enough, Pedro? I just, I cringe when I saw Scherzer go down. But now the future of the Mets, I'm concerned if I'm a Mets fan.
Carlos, the reason why his stuff is good.
Yep.
He can beat any team at any time. But when you erase deGrom and you erase Scherzer, and you just settle, you have the entire league just looking at that specific case. He's not that guy that you can certainly say is going to dominate the entire league. He's going to be good, and he is good. And I appreciate his work, and I appreciate everything he does. But guess what? He feeds off what Scherzer does. He sees Scherzer executing first, and then he goes out there probably with the same plan or being a little bit more careful, or his own plan, because you just never know. But at the same time, when the entire league goes, they don't have Scherzer, they don't have deGrom. All we have to worry is about Bassett. It's different. It's different. They're narrowing down
right.
who they have to face, who is the ace in the entire staff. And you have to really be a dominant pitcher. And I'm not taking anything away from this kid. This kid is, as big of a heart of a pitcher that you can think of out there. But it's not the same as facing Max Scherzer, Hall of Famer, deGrom, future Hall of Famer. It's just different.
Yeah, it's hard enough for the Mets to deal with Jacob deGrom going down, and now deGrom and Scherzer, no doubt. We'll see what happens